What's up, guys? It's Brandon here again. We're back here for episode 3 of This, That, and the Fifth. Got myself over here, Skizzo, as you know. We got Nikki over there, Nicki Minaj from the previous episode. And then we got Big Jason over there. I almost say Chris again. I need to know that. What's up, guys? We're back for episode 3. Finally, we're going to start off things light again. So, Chris, this is your episode today. What do you got for us, man?
Yeah, the first thing we probably have to address, Session's not here.
We have a prop for him today.
Yeah,
so.
we have a prop. This is Session today.
It's on my lap.
But yeah, I think we'll start off light. We'll start with like scam stories. An experience that you have where you've tried to be scammed or you've been scammed. I don't know.
Scamming.
Or you've been scammed.
Remember the thing I had on WhatsApp the other.
Yeah, that's what we want to get into. That's what we want to get into today. Okay, I'll start. I've had a scam experience before. I don't know how they get your number. But like you get your number on WhatsApp. They send you a message. They're like, yeah, you're speaking to Victor. I'm sending a message all the way from the USA. Yeah, I just thought you'd be interested in this investment opportunity. They're like, tell me. And it's quite interesting. I don't know where they get your number. I don't know where it comes from. But I've had this experience once where this guy sends to me, he's this lady from America. He has this investment opportunity for me. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me hear you out. He says to me, all you need to do is, you send me 500 rand, I invest it for you, you get like 1.5 back. I'm like, cool. This sounds like such a legitimate thing. So he sends me a photo, it's a white lady. I'm like, I'm not sure if I trust you. Can you maybe send me like a photo with you with like a spoon on your head? I feel like we can have more trust. He says to me, how's he gonna do that? I'm like, just like a photo with a spoon on your head. And I know you're legit. He sends me a photo. Turns out it's not a white lady. It was this like random black guy.
None taken.
It was this random black guy. And I'm like, oh, hectic. I thought you were a white lady. He's like, no, that's my mom. I'm like, okay, makes sense. Cool. And then I tell him, okay, so what do I need to do? He's like, just send me the 500. I'm like, okay, cool. I sent it. He's like, I haven't received it. I'm like, must be delayed, but I sent it. He's like, no, you haven't. I'm like, psych, I didn't. It's the police. We've been looking for you. I told him you have like 10 seconds to tell me where you are. You're going to jail. So I count him down like on WhatsApp, 10, 9, 8. I like send him a bunch of it. He tells me, you're crazy. And that was the end. That was the end of my scam story. It was quite interesting. I don't know how they do it though.
That's very similar to when I helped you out at the when I tuned in a video call and I was like, what are those sausages on the ground?
That guy called me. I was in my house and he was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I was like in bed, but I actually see the random video call. I'm like, bro, no way, I'm gonna block you, dog.
Yeah, I did my worst Afrikaans like Witboer policeman accent on that when I helped Nick with that.
Who falls for that stuff, bro? It's so obvious, like
it's
a legit scam.
It's like literally they target old white ladies, bro. Like look everywhere, movies.
So those Nigerian princes.
Yeah,
like those things get a lot of people, man.
Dude, my worst one I had, but nothing came of it. Was some dudes. I got this random email. I don't know if you guys ever got this. It was saying something about some rich dude died and he needs someone to take over his estate. So I'm like, yo, dude, I'm like in high school. Retired now. It's good school. So I'm like, I'm email back. I'm interested. I'll be the heir to his estate and stuff. Then he started. This is where I started getting this shit's fake. Is when he started asking like ID numbers, bank account details. This ain't happening. But it's not a long story. That's literally where I was like, I just emailed him back. Like, and he probably didn't understand, but I just was the you're talking to us.
I feel like the email alone should have been like, I don't think the fake prince guy actually
also, like, you had an email in high school.
Yeah.
You had an email in high school?
Damn.
What?
How young were you? Email when I was fucking...
Yeah, when I finished
2 years after
I had an email when I was still in like primary school.
What did you do with the email? What was
Facebook.
So white people.
Was it email?
Yeah, I was on Facebook when you still only could do it.
They probably set up an investment for it. So you probably had...
Could be. So you needed to have like an email address.
If I tell you why I needed an email address, it's going to get sad. It's sad, bro. Do you want to hear? Because now you got me into that.
So we understand. So Nick had an interesting scam as well. We were at work And this guy sends him. What did he tell you?
Yeah, it was telling me about like the investment of like the forex thing. So I needed to like I think invest a few $100
Yeah.
in this forex thing. So he told me to like play along with it. So I'm going along with the guy. I'm like, oh my god, actually, I've heard about you and I've been waiting for this opportunity. Because he says in the WhatsApp like, oh, it's like better to do this stuff for yourself rather than depend on the government. I don't know. Yeah,
You were so against the
I'm
government.
tired of going to the government, bro. Like, let's do this thing now. So now he said, no, but throw in some jokes as well. So I asked the guy, like, oh, are you the same guy that my wife knows? Because my wife knows someone else. So he's like, oh yeah, but here's the link to the thing. I'm like, oh cool, I'm gonna send it to you now. And then he sends me the link, and I'm like, oh psych, I got you, my guy. I said the same story that he said. I'm like, oh, this is the police. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. That was a scam. That was a scam, champ. But anyway, you were saying, dude.
So I told the guy like, yo, just like the police and all of that shit. So like 10 seconds, and he's like, yeah, come and get me. So the soon that when you were video calling.
No, he video called you. And
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Was it a what?
I think it was like an Indian dude, bro.
Nah, bro. I don't know, but he just ate sausages for toast, bro. That's all
I think you could see his whole body.
No, he literally took the video and he was like at a desk, you know, like those rundown school desks.
Yeah.
He was sitting there and he had like pluckies on, and you see his toes, his one toenail was still.
I'm like, it's weird that he called me like a few hours in my house. I'm like,
he video called you.
He must have got so confused when a white guy answered that phone.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's scared me as well.
So I tell him, I think when I was going home, so he texts me, I'm like, because when I said that I'm the police, I'm like, oh my god, I'm lying, I'm not a police. I'm a scammer just like you. This isn't actually my phone. I stole this one as well. He's like, no, you're lying to me. I'm not, you and I like same club.
Hey, Session, what's your scam story, champ?
Interesting session.
Yeah, Session's not talkative today. But
he's in silent mode.
Yeah, and wanted to bring up the Olympics thing.
I wanted to just bring
There
up
was a whole bunch of shit around that.
Yeah, the opening.
TikTok's been blowing up.
Yo, my Facebook blew up, right? The moment the opening ceremony started, my Facebook absolutely blew up, bruh. Because there was this one, like influencer or media personality from George. Well, I don't feel like I can say who it is.
Elvis Blue is his name.
Oh my.
Like, I don't rock names. I don't know.
He apparently, he allegedly made like this post and he asked people how they feel about the opening. How they feel about the opening ceremony. He felt like, it was a good. Apparently, this is what he said. Allegedly. So, obviously, the whole Georgita stance sound. Apparently.
My group, I'm admin, by the way, guys.
Yeah, allegedly,
allegedly,
the whole Georgita stance sound was like commented on there. Like, did he watch the same thing that they watched? Are they missing something? We see the post got removed.
Here's the thing for me, man. Like, I'm not even like Christian myself. But I just feel like I think we have to like respect people's like beliefs and religions and stuff. So I kind of think what they did with the Olympic opening, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I do get the idea behind it. I don't necessarily like agree with the idea behind it though. I think like again, this is coming from somebody who's like, I'm not religious, I don't really believe in any of that. But I feel like with the world has allowed sort of Christianity to sort of be disrespected over the past few years, and like I think everybody can just like you can mock Christianity and get away with it, but you cannot do the same thing to like other religions. Such as
that's what I think.
If they did that to the Muslim religion, they probably would have blown that place up.
No, she said no offense.
That's
I'm just making an example.
I would say that exact same thing. It's like you don't see it like any of these like LGBTQ rallies or anything like that. That they're mocking any other god. It's purely Christianity. I don't know if it's a thing that Christianity is the dominant religion for years and stuff, that they feel like, okay, no, this is the one we're just going to attack. But it doesn't make sense to me. In a way, it makes sense of what it says in the Bible. Really, because God said that's what's going to happen.
It's crazy that happened right before we came to shoot my thing.
Actually, because you're the Christian. Both of you are actually the Christian people, yeah.
But the thing is, for me, the Papa Smurf thing, I didn't get. The blue guy.
What about him?
Yeah, he was
I
like
didn't get that,
I think he
dude.
was like
The
Oh, that the
small
guy that
figure.
with the Last Supper.
Yeah.
All of the
Come on,
Olympics.
dude.
I think he was
Remember-
like something with like. Again, I'm not sure, but like I think it's like Greece or Greek.
You know what the people who organized that the
Yeah.
coming in part, they said that the whole meaning behind that was to bring to light that we need to stop the violence basically on Earth and the violence between the humankind.
Can I just say
this
this?
resembles nothing to that.
I just say this again.
I don't see any of that in your art history.
It's gonna kind of feel like I'm contradicting myself here. I literally just defended Christianity right now, but I'm also gonna be at the same time the guy. I'm like, I think a lot of what like people that have like the Christian faith feel now is a lot of what people back in the day. I always bring up the story of like the Catholic Church back in the early days
Yeah,
of
like
like
way
of the Enlightenment. I think
Enlightenment.
yeah, because like that's what it's called, the
Yeah.
era of enlightenment. It's when like really philosophy and sciences started to really pick up. I think a lot of people who are like me were prosecuted a lot. Simply
Yeah,
because
you
like
dead now.
I would have been, bro. I would have been fucking
So-
hanged or like my head cut off or
The
something.
thing is,
So I
some people just pervert God's word. That's the words. That's the thing.
yeah, but here's the thing though. Like if you look at the history of the church, yeah, oddly enough, I find like the history of the church like so fascinating. The fact that like you had this one entity
Should
that
read
has
the
so
book.
much control
Yeah.
over almost the entire earth. So if you look at like a lot of scientists and engineers and philosophers back in the day, anybody that said anything that sort of contradicted what the church assumes the
They
Bible
went
said,
against it. Yeah.
I think they got prosecuted a lot. And obviously it was wrong then, same as now. I think just because now people like me have to a certain degree much more freedom to be open in terms of if I don't believe in God, I don't believe in God. I can openly say that without like worrying about repercussions. But I do think though, um, not again. I don't want to say like the church deserves it, but I just want to say like for me, there is a part of me that's like I'm kind of happy that at least the church now or the people that are religious feel what people like me used to feel like back in the day, in terms of you're not allowed to like openly be who you are, because now like oddly enough like people are very fearful of like being openly Christian or being openly religion or religious.
Yeah, it's different. I think that was not gonna be my topic anyway. My topic was more gonna be like stereotypes. Like
Yeah.
stereotypes of how you feel like people are that believe and read the word of God and all that. So that was kind of going to be more my topic. It's just that the opening ceremony of the Olympics was a bit weird.
It's like
Because
It was
like
there was
how
like a
would
Papa
you-
Smurf thing, and then there was like the Doomsday guy on the horse.
Oh, so you're
Transgender people as
That
well.
was
There
just
was
a bit weird
what you
for
call
me.
them? They're not transgender. They what you call them? Drag queens.
Yeah, that was
For
a
me,
bit-
like as a Christian person, it was blasphemous. So it's like
It was
you're
a bit weird
perverting
for
the
me,
Lord.
Jack.
You're perverting
I have a question on
the
that.
Bible in a way.
I have a question with it. I think I did ask you this question a while back. Again, I'm gonna bring up the church again. If anybody from the church is
Really
watching this,
coming at it.
please do not come for me. My whole issue, not an issue, but a sort of a feelings I have, right, is like nobody can deny the power that the Catholic Church had or has over Christianity, right? So my question is always this: is it possible that what we think or what you guys think you know about like Jesus and the whole biblical studies and everything, is it possible that like that is something that was like made up by the church to sort of, because I always say this, one of the reasons, like I'm human, right? Obviously I'm not Jesus, so Jesus apparently the son of God. So like for me the thing is Jesus, yeah, because again, I'm atheist, so I don't necessarily believe in that, but I don't want to say like it's not real because I don't know if it's not real or not. Jesus was human, right? Now we all know that human beings have their flaws, so I always ask him this: like, is it possible that like some of the stuff that made Jesus like human was sort of hidden by the church? Could it be that maybe he was married, he had kids? Because if you think about it this way, if you think of Jesus as somebody that has kids or that has a wife, it takes away like a lot from what people perceive, because people perceive Jesus to be like you're the most purest of all of us. You are the actual Son of God, right? So now imagine the Son of God with a wife, or the Son of God with kids. It does take away a lot of like the divinity in him. So I'm just wondering, like, is it
So-
possible that a lot of the stuff maybe that exists about Jesus
Okay, I'll let
is
Ben.
hidden by the
I'll let Ben
church?
go first. This is a hot topic.
Yeah,
This is a hot topic.
But yeah,
What the
dude,
topic?
I also think of that sometimes. Obviously, like the Vatican and stuff. There's archives that not even like I think governments have access to.
That's
Obviously,
the Vatican.
so I think some stuff could be manipulated. But if you do look at the Bible, remember back in those days, no, you didn't have a phone to record what was going on and that. How did people document what was going on? They wrote it down. So this is historic. If you think of it, it's like historical documentation of what happened, what these people saw at that time. Like the chapter, like Luke, Matthew, them all. This is them writing it down of what they saw on that time.
Here's the thing on that.
And you might be like, yo, it's been translated
Mhm.
over the years. I get that, but it got translated through Greek. It got translated through. It was most obviously
Hebrew.
Hebrew. Got
Yeah.
translated to the Greek, and that was a predominant language at the time that when we found these manuscripts. That's what we were speaking back predominantly. And you'd ask, but if everyone spoke Greek back then, like Mark, Matthew, them all, why didn't they just write it down in Greek? It's because yes, everyone spoke that language in that time, but that was not their native tongue. So they wrote in their local language, and then it got brought out to in Greek, like writings and stuff. If you got to study to be a priest, bro, you have one of your things you have to learn is in Greek. If you go to be a priest, you have to learn how to speak Greek.
I'm right. I just want to like again your point that you're making now in terms of like obviously it's like stuff that's been like written down for like millennials, but like something that's written down is very easy manipulated now. Because I'm gonna give you a very good example. So in maths, obviously we like if you know Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton was one of like the founders of calculus. England.
Yeah.
So he's if you ask anybody that's not really like as deeply into like maths as me, and you ask them like who invented calculus, every 9 out of 10 people will say, "Oh, it was Isaac Newton." But here's the thing: Isaac Newton developed calculus concurrently with a guy named what is his name? I think his surname was like Leibniz.
Oh, Leibniz.
Yeah. Another hashtag. Hashtag Leibniz.
So obviously he developed calculus as well at the same time as Newton, but because of the influence Newton had at the time, because like it's Isaac Newton, the guy who discovered the laws of motion, the laws of gravity. So because of the influence he had, he was able to use like that power to sort of make him appear to be the architect of a calculus, and it could be that Jesus was to some degree like more human than he's made out to be in terms of maybe he had a wife, maybe he had kids. Would your belief in not only him but now also God still be the same? Because I found it very fascinating.
I believe in the Trinity. I believe the Holy Spirit, God, and Jesus are all one. Jesus is God in bodily form, in human form. It's a weird when people like it is a weird thing to explain when people say he gave his only forgotten son. When you think of it as a Trinity, it's him in the flesh. It's not physically he's given. He produced like you know, like we as mammals have sex.
Okay, let me tell you. So it's a good question that you asked. It's a very
obviously
good question. It's a good question that you asked. I get, but it's also it comes down to you know when you watch conspiracy theories.
No,
Like Bermuda Triangle.
I don't know because I don't watch conspiracy.
It's like a conspiracy theory. I think the beauty comes even though you don't know the full story, you choose to believe in it. You choose to have your faith. You choose to believe everything that's written there in the Bible. It's real. You choose to believe it. I think that's where the beauty comes in.
That's what fascinates me.
That's what fascinates people. It's like these people don't even know the full story. They don't even know all the facts, but yet they wholeheartedly believe that everything that's written in there is 100% real.
I always say this, like I get so angry when I hear people say, "Oh, do you believe in science?" I don't believe in science. Like the moment you start to, the other thing, science is like, I hate where science has like gone because we've taken like a very like real turn in terms of like what science is supposed to be, science should never have been like a belief system. It should always have been like it's an understanding of a certain topic. I don't believe in Newton's laws of motion. I don't believe in Einstein's theory of relativity. I have an understanding of it. The reason why I always say like it should always be an understanding, not a belief, it's very hard to change someone's belief system. If you get married to if you get married to an idea, irrespective of what facts will come after that, like yours gonna be like
You'll be biased.
I believe in this. That's what I'm saying. I never want to be in a situation where I have to believe in science because science changes like fucking as like quick as George's weather. Like you have 4 seasons in one day here. So I don't want to be in a position one day where if there's a new law that's come in that wants to replace like Newton's laws of motion, I'm like, oh, Newton is the guy. Which is just I feel like it's where we are currently with like science. A simple example, we look at like Albert Einstein. Einstein is seen as like right now the god for science. People are afraid to go against Einstein, which is crazy because Einstein's whole like theory of relativity, it was literally going against like the founders of modern physics, Isaac Newton, laws of gravity. So I'm like, cool, the guy that you're looking up to didn't believe in science, he had an understanding of it, and he was like brave enough to say, I'm gonna go against arguably the greatest mind of all time. And now when it's our turn to do that, we're like, not really, like it is what it is. Like, so that just fascinates me the most about religion is like you guys have been able to like without any like I don't want to say without any evidence, okay, like without any empirical evidence, like something that you can actually like dot down or like see, you guys have managed to like build this sort of persona of Jesus and God and believe in it to such an extent.
It's nice. You should join us.
It sounds like a cult.
But I think for me, when it comes to like Einstein being he's quite mid when it comes to like being like a god. He's mid. But I think for me, it's always weird. Like with other religions, they have like their statues. Yeah? If you are like a legit believer, you get few people that have like a Jesus statue now, which you don't get those. The only thing they'll have is like the cross, the one thing that he died on. Which is always weird for me. It was weird for me when I grew up. I'm like, you're putting the thing there that this person died, and like it's reminding you of this guy died just to save you.
But that's where the beauty comes in.
That's where the beauty comes in. You get what I mean? Like you wouldn't put an Einstein statue in your room because that'd be weird. Like that's an old man.
Unless you have like a big mansion and you just have random statues in the house.
That is just weird. Why would you have an old man as a portrait? It's probably black and white as well.
It is black and white.
Yeah, you see.
That's a bit weird.
So bringing it back to the Olympics, that was weird for me. Like everyone was like, "Oh, it's so beautiful, Papa Smurf." The table.
Hashtag Papa Smurf.
The fat guy with making the heart is obviously a guy, but that was weird for me.
It's a drag queen.
But that was
sometimes they end them gay.
Wait. No, we'll talk about that now. But that was weird for me because I felt like no one is actually paying attention to this. No one's saying something. Everyone's just like, kumbaya, so nice, so like that. So that was just weird to me, and I feel like it needs to be taken. It needs to be taken a little bit more serious.
No.
Yeah, it needs to be taken a little bit more serious because I'm like, this is bad.
I do think so.
Those kids are watching this as well.
I do think so as well. Again, as I said at the beginning of this, like it's coming from somebody who's I'm not religious at all. My mom is like Christian. My dad is Christian. My sisters are Christian. Me, I'm like the odd one out. But I do think we need to be very careful to not like step on other people's beliefs. I'm of the belief like people are allowed to believe in whatever they want to believe in. If it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel like happy, if it like gives you purpose in life, at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. Like, what's your purpose? Like, what are you here to do? If you feel like my whole job is like to spread the message of God, I think you should be allowed to do that. As long as obviously you're also not gonna stand on other people's like belief systems. So I do think the Olympics thing, they did take it a step too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to ask, man, the pronoun things. For me personally, again, I consider myself to be like a very liberal person. Like I'm not like really extreme, but I'm on the edge of extreme in the sense that I believe like people should do whatever the hell they want to do. If you wanna classify as a woman or whatnot, like again for
But it
me,
shouldn't be my problem at the end
as
of the day.
long as you're not as long as you're not like shitting on other people or making other people feel crappy about not believing what you believe in, you should be allowed to do what you want. But the pronoun thing is it's so confusing for me.
Doesn't
Like,
make English
I
sense.
don't have a problem. I will say this: if you like you're born like male, but you like obviously now convert to female, and you want me to address you as a
Convert.
female, I don't know what the word is to like use. If you want me to address you as a female, I have no issue with that. I'll call you ma'am, I'll call you miss, I'll call you whatever.
To be honest with you, from
But,
my side, I've got a friend that's like transgendering, a guy going to work. I just don't call him anything. Like he knows that, she knows
like
that.
he's-
I'm just like, when I meet her, I'm like, I'm not like,
For me, man, it's
I
like,
don't
it's
even
the-
say the name. I'm just like,
It's the they
I
them
can't.
thing.
It's
Honestly, I don't understand because now I'm gonna say like, oh, I'm not a he, I'm not a she, I'm like a they. The fuck does that even mean?
It means they got multiple
Like, 'cause here's the
personalities.
thing.
One day they can
If
be
you-
Steve,
if-
the
if-
next
if-
day they
if-
be
if-
Jessica.
If you say you're they, you mean like I'm a man, but I'm also a woman. But you cannot be a man and like you have to choose. For me personally, like choose one struggle. It's either you remain a male or you become a female. You cannot like have your cake and eat it too. I'm not gonna call you like they. If you classify as a woman, I'm gonna call you she or her or whatever the hell. I'm not gonna do this they them nonsense.
You see, there's one thing my mom always
Have
told
you
me.
ever
Right?
experienced it?
No.
Right, there's one thing my mom always told me, and that plays into it. It's like, you can't have your bread button on both
Yeah,
sides.
like,
Yeah, you
choose
made a
one
horrible
struggle.
analogy.
Yeah, you can't
have
cut
cake
cake.
and
I'm like thinking, it's butter your bread on both sides.
I don't even know where that comes from. Like you cannot have cake and eat it.
I don't
What's the
think,
point
I
of
don't
that?
think that's a thing. Bro.
It is like you
I don't
said.
think that's a
It's
saying.
legit saying like you can't have a cake and
In
eat
the
it.
Can I
comments,
ask you
man,
something?
You tell us
This
if
will
that's a
get
saying.
away from that. But I want to ask you something. When you butter your bread and you make toast, do you butter it on the outside or the inside?
I don't toast my bread in the toast. I toast it at the top.
Meaning?
I put it on the top of the toast.
Yeah,
What?
he does that.
So you like,
Top of the toast.
I've never heard of
That's
that.
such a dumb thing to do as well.
Well, I
That's
toast my
works.
bread in a pan, so
It works.
I've got a toaster, but I mean it's just so much.
It
more
works
than
really
that.
yeah,
well.
it works better in the pan, dude.
Yeah, it's like
Because you get a bit of soft toast and then
Yeah,
hard
that
toast.
just
It's a
makes
nice
sense, bro.
mixture between the crunch and the soft. It works really well.
But then again, do you butter the top or the bottom, or the inside or the outside?
It's bread. You don't even know what the inside of the outside is after you toast it.
The inside when you put the filling, like let's say you're making a cheese sandwich, a cheese toasty, bro.
Yeah.
Do you butter the inside with the cheese? Will you toast the bread with the cheese in, or do you toast the
Yeah, but if you flip the
top
toast
or
on the
bottom?
side, you can put the cheese with the toast, everything all together in.
Depends
I
how
am
big
so
your toaster
lost right
is.
now, guys. Like I have no idea what the fuck this
Yeah,
conversation is.
I did that on purpose.
I'm so confused.
Okay, back to the pronouns.
I've never experienced that. The only thing I've ever experienced in George was a girl that I got in Spa. But she dressed up as a cat.
What?
Oh wait, is it one of the pink hair?
I have no idea, man.
Because I think I've seen that.
But
oh,
she came into Spa, but she was dressed fully in a cat outfit. Like with the tail, ears,
I think I've seen this
onesie, everything. And she only communicated by meowing. So she was with her
That's a
parents.
mental illness, man.
She was with her parents. And I'm thinking to myself, okay.
And
I
then
get that you're supportive parents. I get it, you're supporting your child. She wants to be a cat. But I'm thinking to myself, so how do you go to school? Like,
meow.
Do you think though, like I don't mean to disrespect anyone by asking, but I've always thought of this. I don't want to know about you guys on this. Like, do you think with like these people with the sorry for saying these people, I mean people that go like they got the pronouns and stuff. They want to like the boy wants to identify as a female. They want to get the transgender. Do you think that's there is some mental thing that plays into
some
like
people
mental.
do it. Some people do it for the trend as well.
Yeah,
That's maybe I mean like
Honestly,
I also think maybe
you
he's
do-
turning to a woman because he's white.
You do
Maybe
have
it's stick on a
extreme.
pedophile or something.
You do have extreme situations where people do it for the trend, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Like a guy who
I'm
cut
gonna-
off his arm.
What?
Because he felt he's disabled. Do you
Okay,
ever
that
know?
is fucked up, bro.
He just cut off his whole arm because he felt like he's disabled.
Again, it's nothing new, mate. You can go anywhere in history.
Yeah, that's
It's-
true. I
It's
mean, in
nothing
history,
new. It's just now because we have like access to like social media, like a flip of a push of a button. I think we're much more exposed to it now. But I think people generally are just like born that way. So it's not a mental thing. It's like you feel more comfortable with the idea that I could have been a woman or I could have been a man, so you just naturally follow that path. Elon, funny thing, Elon Musk.
I wanted to speak about that.
Oh,
You
he's-
started with Israel. I wanted to speak about
Apparently
it.
the sun walked away from him.
I'm going to come to the Israel
We'll
thing
talk to him
now. Elon Musk's,
Stuff.
I think, oldest son.
That's a
Or
dude.
it was now like also uh, classifies as a woman. So they were having a spat few over the past few days. So Elon Musk did this
Sorry,
interview
guys.
with
Speak
Jordan
loudly.
Peterson. Yeah,
Scam.
So Elon Musk did this interview with like Jordan Peterson, where he was like, the woke mind virus killed my son. My son is dead.
Yeah, I heard he called it that.
So here's the thing though, like I'm thinking to myself, it's kind of ironic for me that he's the one to speak, because Elon Musk, if you listen to his politics, it's all about like the reason I supporting Donald Trump, and like he's more of a like right winger than he's like left wing. He's like it's like individualism. But I'm thinking like your son took a conscious decision in that individualism to now identify as a woman. Why do you have a problem with it? Isn't that the whole premise of what being an individual is? You can make a choice on your own that's gonna affect your life. So he's been having like a back and forth, which is very uncomfortable for me. But he's also been, I think, since like early 2020, 2019, he's been going down a path that for me personally, as somebody who's looked up to him since I was a kid, and
He's not that tall.
he's one of the obviously, mate. I mean, look up to him in terms of inspiration. One of my main reasons, right, for being into the sciences and tech and shit is because of Elon Musk. So
Because he's from Pretoria.
he was seen as the not really that he was seen as the tech bro. It's like, yo, you the guy that can actually do stuff. You the actual scientist amongst us all.
And then also think that he is South African.
Yeah,
That's why he has a problem with his son, dude.
South
Those
African,
Pretorian topics,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are just not
I don't know, man.
tied to. They be like,
he's gone down a path that I personally I can't follow. Again, because of how I was brought up.
oh,
Not
just,
only with
just
the-
because he
not
lives in
only with
America.
Come on, man. Not only with the back and forth with his daughter now,
Wait,
but also with the
what?
Israel thing. Yeah, the son was now a daughter.
We have an issue though on this podcast right now.
Was it-
Session identifies as a teddy bear.
It's weird that
Yeah,
Brandon
yeah,
took the
exactly.
brown thing in the
Yeah.
session.
There was a black one and I was like, nobody didn't see
Yeah,
it.
but the Israel thing, eventually they're gonna have to
You know
talk about
You know about the Israel. You follow that kind of thing.
Yeah, what about the
about the war.
yeah, no, a little bit
I
about
think
it.
eventually we're gonna have to talk about the. I'm not gonna. For me, I
That's deep
I always say this: Israel has every right to defend itself. The same way I always say South Africa has every right to defend itself against people that choose to cause harm to South Africa.
Oh,
But there has to be like a line that you like draw to say, okay, am I maybe overstepping it here? Is it still about protecting ourselves, or are we now like going to like really sinister stuff? Because I think me personally, I think most of the world on October, like I think last year when the attacks happened in Israel, I think everybody was sympathetic with Israel, and everybody was like, defend yourself to the best that you can. But then when we got to December, I think everybody started to like ask questions now, like, okay, you've defended yourself. Is it now continuously defending, or are we now like a full blown war with people that cannot defend themselves? Because I cannot confirm this. You can go onto the United Nations website or whatever. They've killed approximately over 100,000 like civilians, 150,000 civilians, with the majority of them being like women and kids. My question then becomes, at what point did it stop being like defending yourself? And at what point did you start to like really be like, okay, cool, these are a bunch of people that we don't like and we're just gonna like wipe them out?
I have this thing that I've always said as well. It's like obviously history's always repeating itself. Many people have said that, but there's also the thing of if you look at the people in power, power is given to those who are willing to lower themselves to pick it up at the end of the day, and then in a way they can turn you senile. In a way that like it plays into the fact that you're saying like, listen, in what point does this now stop being about defending ourselves? And now it just looks like it's being for the fun and games. I don't want to speak too much into it because I don't know too much about what's happening around that whole situation. And I also have to be very careful for what I say about that situation, not knowing anything about it. But what I will say is like, it's literally just history repeating itself. It's just different nation, different people doing the same thing we've done throughout the whole.
Our entire existence, we've been like, I don't know.
But it's the same if you had what? How long are you gonna fight for peace? This has been going on for centuries. You constantly have to fight. It's for the extra booty.
Yeah.
You know what
250 extra, let's go.
That's
man. Honestly, I'm not gonna argue, man. Like, just to bring it back here before we get to I'm gonna get to that. I really want to get to that. The Israel thing, man, it bothers me a lot. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and cast aspersions on Israel and say, oh, you guys are murderers, you guys are like genocide and fuck off. But again, we have to like look within, man, sometimes and be like, again, as I said, like, I'm very sympathetic for Israel. I'm very sympathetic to what happened in October last year to their people. The whole world was, but it's now been it's gonna get close to a year now. Like, at one point, man, we have to stop and ask, like, are we still? Is this still about defending Israel, or is? Because the thing is, if you're gonna defend your country, I get that. I'll go to war for my country. You know, really, but. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, if you're gonna go to war, right? Like, you're gonna go to war. You're gonna go fight other fighters as well. Like, we call it, like, I think it's called Hamas.
In a cage.
But now when we start killing kids, when we start killing women, literally last week they blew up not last week of this week. Sometime I think Wednesday, Thursday they blew up like a school. So I'm thinking to myself, like, at what point are we gonna start asking, like, is this not now like an overkill? Like, you're allowed to like kill terrorists.
The worst choice of words.
Like, legitimately, you are allowed to kill terrorists, but like, women and kids, man, come on, like, I don't care. You can be the most hardcore Israel supporter. It's not right for me personally, but again, Israel maybe have their reasons. I don't know what they know, but for me, like, somebody's looking from the outside, I'm like, it's not a good look.
But did you check that what our government, South Africa's government, before? If you go fight with the Jews, because so the Jewish South Africans, they go back there now.
I support that.
They're not allowed to come back to South Africa. They'll get arrested.
I support.
South Africa's like, yeah, we're overpopulated.
If
you make that move, you're gone.
Here's the thing, man. I do support that 100%. Like, as a South African, first and foremost, your allegiance, your alliance should always be to South Africa. It's not xenophobic. It's like Jews. Are there black Jews? Are there black Jews out there?
I don't know. I don't know what's that. Just someone said the wrong thing.
For me, the thing is, like, if you're South African Jew, or whatever, your allegiance first and foremost should be South Africa. If you make a conscious decision, like, I'm gonna go fight for another nation, like, at that point, you should no longer be considered a South African. You're now like full on Israeli. Don't stay in Israel. Don't come back. Like, I'm trying to get a good example.
Nick would be a dictator if he was.
Honestly, man, like, you cannot support two nations at the same time. For me, like, you have to choose one nation where you're gonna pledge your allegiance to.
Unless it's football.
Okay, that is true. Unless it's football, for football you can multitask. But yeah, that was my 10 cents on the Israel thing. And honestly, I do hope the war comes to an end very soon. It breaks my heart, man, to like see people getting displaced from their homes.
It sucks because especially me and you have kids. We have
dude. Like, imagine you just bought your first house.
Yeah. And then, and like, you
GG's.
Forget that, like, the fact that like you can lose your entire family like in one go. I think, for me, I just hope world leaders just come together.
Dude, my personal thing on war itself, I don't believe it's ever gonna end. I don't believe we'll ever because we never have found a solution. I don't believe we're ever gonna find. There's too much people out there that want too much of someone else's shit. Cinema.
Let's sell it.
So, nah, that's a tough topic.
Nah, but you brought it up.
Yeah, but I brought it up just for to splash it in.
Oh, don't drop names, guys.
I didn't
Just by
bring
the
it up.
way.
I don't bring it up to
Just because I still enjoy my job.
Yeah, don't fire us.
Yeah, don't quote anything I say.
Unemployment isn't nice.
But if you won the lotto, yeah, say you win the lotto, but let's say you borrowed money from your friend, because I saw this article yesterday on my Facebook. So these two gentlemen, they had an agreement since they were like 23 years old. If ever they win the lotto, they split the money. So what they'll do is one month the one guy pays for the ticket, the next month the other guy pays for the ticket. So then at about like 46 years old, they won the lotto.
So they were doing this in the 2023 every month.
Yeah. So they won 22 million. I think it's more about how the lotto looks at you like how long are they willing to keep this up? So they won 22 million and they split it half off. Right down the middle. 22 million.
That's good friends.
But here's the crazy thing. The guy who went to go submit the ticket, his friend didn't go with him that day. So he had no idea he won the lotto. And he called him today like, yo, Jan,
I won the lotto.
I won us 22 million.
Oh, that's good friendship there, man.
But now the question is, if you were in that situation,
I would not do that.
That is fine.
I am not that kind of friend.
so if that man paid for 20 plus years for the ticket,
The dicks disappear. Guys don't have money to go to the next show.
this man is the worst.
so-
Never trust this man with anything.
And you guys want to open a joint account for the podcast?
I'll never, ever. But that's crazy for me. They split it down the middle, 22 million. And then the story ends with that guy then passes away 2 weeks later. Yeah, that's
No,
a
he
plot.
didn't pass away, bro.
That's a plot twist.
He didn't pass away.
What do you mean he didn't
He
pass
got
away?
killed.
What do you mean he
His
got
friend
killed?
killed him, bro.
22 million, bro. I'm thinking how Dick would think right now. Dick will probably think he'll do the same thing.
That guy
Yeah,
passed.
definitely.
That guy passed away. That guy passed away 2 weeks later. That's just a bit weird for me.
It sucks, bro.
That's why it comes up. Would you really split 22 million down the middle with your friend?
The only way he could save himself is like, I'm gonna, his friends are, I'm gonna give his family his wife his kid. That's the only way. That's the only way for me, like, in which I'll be able to remove his suspect from from murder investigation.
What do you mean for murder? Oh, you think he got killed?
I think his friend.
I think he died
I
naturally.
think
He was like 46, going on 50.
Yeah,
That's a
Well,
good time.
so.
That's a good
The
time.
average life expectancy is what, 70, 80?
It's like 80
Where, yeah.
for humans. Life expectancy.
Yo, it's like 70, 80, bro.
Yeah.
And that's for smokers
Science
too.
is involved, man.
At what point
Bet
did you feel that this is the age? Feel I can go out there?
I don't want to. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, you don't wanna go out.
Last week, bro. And I was like, I don't want to go out.
You don't want to go
I
out?
want to live forever, bro. Like going out sounds so depressing.
What if you can live forever but you stay frail? Like you stay in a 90-year-old body.
No, I'd
You know
rather
that
go out.
like you know the places where you put your parents when they get old,
Yeah.
the frail care.
Like,
They've got the most.
The places you get your parents.
So apparently they contain the most STDs, bro.
What the flip, man?
No, go check
Why
it out.
would
They
you
contain the most STDs.
Google that fact.
I didn't Google it. Popped up on my TikTok.
Why would it follow you?
TikTok pops up a lot of facts on my TikTok.
Is there an algorithm to like, oh, you search for this last time? Okay,
No, I watch a lot of. Did you know? Like I'm white, bro.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. But yeah, but that's the thing for me. So
We were gonna say.
Well,
oh yeah. So but what if you live forever but you just stay 90?
no, I'd
Like you're in
rather,
the body
I
of a
would
90.
rather
But you
not.
can live forever.
I would rather not. You
So-
know.
So what age would you call it then? Okay, let me not ask you. What age would you call it then? Like what age would you feel? Okay, I've lived now.
You wanna go to frail?
I can kick the bucket.
You wanna
Okay.
kick the bucket?
Yeah.
Depends on how long I can walk, bro. And move. If I can still dance and I can still shake my body, bro, when I'm out at a
That's the most white person.
then like, yeah, I'll keep on going, bro, until I drop.
Now for me, I would be like 75. Like 75 would be
75.
because I'm scared
What
my
about your
spine.
grandkids?
I'm scared my
What?
spine starts to like. and
That's
I
what I'm
become
saying.
short.
When I start getting
I don't
these
want to be a
issues
short guy.
of like my hips done, my hips off,
You
like
wanna be put down.
dislocating.
Want to be put down? What is this about?
Nah, like I was really asking.
Yeah, the
No, but
HPC so up there, my brain.
I've always said this, but I start showing symptoms of Alzheimer's. My hips don't work, my knees don't work, my back's already giving in at this age already. But anyway,
Like, do you wanna go to like an old age home, or do you wanna like that
Put me down,
assistance suicide?
no.
I
What?
choose the
Put me down.
assistant. They have the assistant suicide.
So that's
We can
just
get a-
legal murder.
Yeah, we can get a doctor to like
Inject you, like basically like what they do to prisoners, but except
there's a
in
South
shocking
African,
you,
there's a
they
South African
inject.
lady, bro. I think she's a doctor, or he's a doctor. I don't know if it's like
At the
Australia
SPCA.
or New Zealand. No, why would they be at the SPCA?
Because they
bro?
put people down.
So I think they facing like murder charges now for the assistance suicide thing. For me, I think if somebody wants to call it, man, like let them call it. Like people, I don't want. The thing is, I don't want to suffer, bro.
But you're then not going to.
Now, but I'm saying in the event where I do like it's time for me to kick the bucket. I don't want to have to suffer, bro. I just want to go peacefully if I do
Yeah.
go. I don't want to
Also
go,
like
but
that,
if I
bro.
do go, like, why don't they let me go peacefully, bro? Yo, that pain and agony, shitting yourself in the pants.
Let us actually know in the comments, guys. Like, at
How
what
do you
age
wanna
would
go?
you decide?
How
It's
you
done. I'm
down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Injection.
Yeah, for me, I would call it when my spine like starts to grip. I don't want to be short.
You tall as fuck.
I don't know
So
how I would survive being like you guys.
for y'all that don't know, this man's 10'1".
Okay, man. Okay. More like 10'5". But that's that's what I know. Okay, nah, it's me.
That's I want a kid.
Nick, you gotta have sex for that, bro.
That's a tough one, too. If you want to have kids, you see, that's why you can't. That's why you can't love forever. Because if you want to have kids, I mean, so you're gonna, your kids kick the bucket and then you still there.
I was surprised that Nick likes kids actually, but
Me too, eh?
I know.
Me too.
I feel
He's
little
quite-
mates. Like I feel little
And kids actually like him,
yeah, my little one,
which is
bro,
weird.
Nick holds her, gives her back to me as he walks away. That he just goes.
I think I have 3 little sisters, man. Like babies, like I love babies, bro. Like
So it's
not
like
in the
an
R.
easy-
Kelly, older as far away. So I need to clarify that because y'all will cancel the shit out of me.
It's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no Michael Jackson. Oh, definitely not Michael Jackson, bro. I'd kill it, really. Say you try to justify it.
No.
Okay, you can also justify that.
So why do you want kids? Was it the weather?
Now the thing is, I think
Didn't think
as
this
a I don't know, man. You just want your lineage and your legacy to go on. Yeah, but it's lineage. Like,
He wants a heir to his like.
yeah,
his
but
science lab.
But when it's my empire. Here's my biggest fear with having a kid, and I've always said this, and
Having
people
a
are
kid.
laughing at me. No. My biggest fear in having a kid is having a kid that's not like mentally inclined. Not to say
I
it
bet
is
all
that-
our parents feel that way about it. All of
Like,
us.
the things with me, like I struggle. I struggle with like normal, like human, like connections. Right? It's very hard for me. It takes me a while for me to like get used to like people.
I know you sent me
Now-
to the age
To
of
find the
first
right,
I don't want to bring that up. I don't want to bring that up.
to find the right USB port.
Exactly, right?
Yeah,
we
that's
need that
great.
good connection. So my
Great
biggest fear is like
analogy.
I'm gonna have a kid that's not gonna be. Obviously, I don't mind if my kid isn't like mentally inclined. Or anything
He
like
wants
that.
to play sports.
I don't mind that at all. I fear having a kid that's like retarded though. Am I allowed to say that?
You are allowed to
Apparently,
say.
can
The
I- can I
retarded
just
people
say
don't
this?
know that they're
Can I
retarded.
just say
Let
this?
them just say
This week, I found out that there's 2 things I'm not allowed to ask people. I'm not allowed to ask a woman if she's pregnant or not. I have no idea why. And I'm not allowed to
call people fat.
To call people fat. Okay, I do agree with the fat thing. When I was like reflecting at my house the other day, I'm like, that sounded a bit like very hardcore. So
Chan,
he
this
said,
is like 101.
so
Don't
he,
call people fat.
he came
It's
up
like
with
a
an
101.
he came up with an idea. I'm like, oh, instead of calling people fat, you can just say
It occupies a
you are
lot.
matter. So matter in physics or chemistry is like its a definition is like anything that has space and occupies mass. Or anything that has mass and occupies space. So now I ask, am I allowed to call people retarded? Because I don't know whether I should do that or not. Apparently it's like rude.
The retarded people don't know that they're retarded.
Oh, so now that's fine. Yeah, but my biggest fear, dude, honestly, is like it's having a kid that I'm not gonna be able to like connect with like emotionally.
So what happens if you don't connect with it?
Yeah, I don't know because I don't have a kid.
Yeah, but what? Let's look at it though. Let's say you guys don't connect. He wants to play sports. You want to do science.
No, I wouldn't have a problem if my kid plays sports, mate. Like me personally, I kind of wish I had the ability to. Like,
What if
play
he stole
sports
it?
in school?
In you?
What if he stole? That doesn't matter. That shouldn't.
Got you thinking, bro.
Yeah, because also like nobody's told in my family. They don't mean my wife is cheating on me.
But then I get that thing the whole time. Like I'm always with my brother, my sister, and me.
Yeah.
Look at me, my sister, and my mom and dad. We're all short. And sorry, Donovan. But if you look at my brother, bro's too tall, bro. He's tall. I'm like, where you get your height from, bro?
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just some shit that I think about every when I'm bored.
Now we hope you have a kid soon.
I do not soon, but I do hope I have a kid. I mean, I need to get my money up first.
Yeah. Okay. So
You need to have sex for that as well, bro.
What?
So-
So sex, bro? God damn. You can get kids these days without having sex, but I'm not saying I don't have sex. I will. I shall be having plenty of intercourse.
December's coming.
anyway.
Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this stuff up
No,
for us,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, please, man.
This is a lack
Yeah,
episode. I mean,
Uh,
sorry that
Sorry,
Sash
big
got
Sash
to turn
listen,
into a
man.
Hello. But anyway,
No,
yeah.
big Sash
Lack
listen.
episode. Look, guys, the Sash just had some important stuff to take care of. He will be here for the next
Yeah,
episode. So don't count him out. It's just a
also-
scam. This
So when
thing.
you get knee surgery.
Also, also, man, I just want to say as well. I don't think we can say this enough, guys. All of you guys have
Okay.
been
And woman.
yeah, and
These
ladies,
hers.
and they and them, or whatever other pronouns is out there. Thank you so much, guys, like and girls. No, honestly, man, you guys, honestly, like the support
we love
we've
the
had,
support.
the support
Yo.
we've had, especially on the last video, and all the subscriptions on our YouTube.
We wouldn't be here without you guys.
It is incredible, man. Like,
We're bigger than we're almost on the level.
and
of
you know what's
XG.
crazy? What's crazy? Like, we've not even like pushed that hard for like. No, we're not there, man. We are far from there. So don't set us up for failure. We've not even pushed that hard in terms of like aggressive marketing or campaigning or anything like that. But we've already seen like
Great support.
people are actually
Shout out George.
supporting the channel. People are connecting with us. Thank you for the comments as well.
Road to 100 subs, please.
Road to 100 subs again.
Please.
Please do share with your family, friends,
Comment.
colleagues, random strangers, man. Like, yo, check out this podcast on YouTube.
Even if you're local, bro, from George. Come
Local
on.
is lekker, mensen.
I'm the admin on George. It's not so. I did find his request to join the group. I'll find yours if you don't follow the podcast.
Yeah. Again, you can find us on YouTube. It's this, that, and the fifth. You can find us on Instagram. This, that, and the fifth. You can find us on TikTok. I do believe it's this, that, and the
You
fifth
don't
as
have to
well.
say all the names.
Okay, on all the socials, this, that, and the fifth.
You can email us at this, that, and the fifth.
You can find me on Instagram.
Don't promote yourself here, bro.
Oh, you cannot find me at Nick Muzana on Instagram. I will not be there. But other than that, another great episode. Chris, thanks for the lovely topics, mate.
Definitely.
No, did he?
No homo. Brandon, thanks for the reception again, bro.
You sound like you're not coming back.
I am coming back, hopefully. Hopefully
Nick
these
is at
guys
that
don't
age
vote
now.
me out of the podcast. But it's been a lovely session, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's a wrap.
This, that, and the fifth. Let's go.
yo, I'm so thirsty.
Yeah.
My mouth is so dry. Mother, I'm like choking here at the back. I'm just good.
Oh, that's disgusting.